Well, if you enjoyed the Champions League watch-alongs yesterday and the day before, today we've got a double treat. We will be bringing you a double feature coverage of both Liverpool's game tonight in Prague and also Aston Villa's trip to the Netherlands. Europa League and Conference League. Why do just one when you can have both? As always, this is the Coach's Corner, a double bill of European action tonight, and you are, as always, welcome. Yes, people, as always, the title, or in this case, title, says say it all. We basically have a double bill tonight. Liverpool FC take the trip to Prague to face AC Sparta Prague from the Stadion Letna in the capital city. And thanks to Hanno, who's just joined in, you will also be provided coverage of Aston Villa's trip to the Amsterdam Arena to face the fallen giants that are AFC Ajax. A lot to talk about, but first of all, good evening to you, Bert. How's it? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, Manny. Hope you're good.
Pretty good.
Exciting,
Can't complain.
Exciting games.
Well, I want to say thank you for agreeing to do this. I mean, I know you've done double watch-alongs on the channel before, but obviously this is something rather new for me to be a part of personally. And obviously a consequence of us doing two matches at the same time is that you're not going to have me doing commentary, but I'm going to enjoy this because why focus on one match when you can have two, eh?
Yeah.
Right.
It is like that. It is. Well, when you can watch two games, why just watch one?
Yeah. Well, out of courtesy for you, I'm going to start with the Aston Villa team news first. And this is, of course, for Aston Villa's trip to Ajax Amsterdam to face Jayden Henderson and his new team after he controversially left Saudi Arabia to go back to Europe. And as perhaps expected, he starts tonight in the middle of a four-man midfield, along with the players in question. Instead of Geronimo Rulli, who was, of course, Villarreal's Europa League winning goalkeeper and also a part of Argentina's World Cup winning squad, it is Dejan Dramaj who's in goal. And in the 3-4-3 formation, it will be Rensch, Kaplan, and Hato, who will effectively be the three centre-backs, with Tristan Gueye and Borna Sosa being the wing-backs, as it were. Sivert Mansverk will partner Henderson in the middle of the park. And the three-man attack will be Clinton, Brian Brobby, a Dutch international, and Kenneth Taylor. Not the most Dutch-sounding of names, but he certainly finds a place in the team tonight. And now we've got Unai Emery's team, which are playing with a 4-4-2 formation. The problem with the 4-4-2 formation, obviously, is that you've got to get your defence spot on. And I cannot stand the sight of Ezri Konsa playing at right back. He is much better as a centre half. And the less said about the former Spurs defender Clement Longley, the better. Pau Torres has been absolute class since coming in. Luca Digne is a lot more consistent than Alex Moreno at left back. And the new signing from Middlesbrough, Morgan Rogers, gets a start up front tonight with Ollie Watkins, with Moussa Diaby on the right wing, Tim Irugbenam on the left, Douglas Luiz and Yuri Tillemans in the middle, and shockingly, John McGinn on the bench along with Matty Cash, Diego Carlos, among others. So, first things first, Hanno. I've never, whenever he's played the 4-4-2 with the right players, it's more often than not looked good. But something tells me that Emery's taking a big risk tonight.
It might be, but also you might think it's a big risk. But then again, it's if they only concede if they go down 1-0, they can turn it around at Villa Park. That's the main thing. But it is definitely interesting to see how this is, how they have lined up. But look, it could also be a free for free with maybe Diaby as the right wing back and Benham going to midfield, maybe a 3-5-2 type situation. So we never know. Maybe something like that because Konza, Ling, Clement Langley, and Torres, they back three potentially Digne, Diaby, your wing backs, and then Benham um, getting into midfield maybe. Um, and he is a midfielder, so maybe a 3-5-2 type situation. But I have it also done as a 3-5-2.
Yeah. Well, of course, if
Sorry,
Diaby
a
doesn't,
4-4.
yeah, so if Diaby doesn't quite cut the mustard, Leon Bailey can also come on. It is good to see that, unlike Arsenal, where there's hardly any competition for Bukayo Saka, Bailey and Diaby are pretty much in competition with one another. And I compliment Emery for seemingly getting the best out of Yuri Tillemans. A lot of people criticize the Belgian for being a bit of a lazy
And it
a
is.
lazy oak, but at his best, he is quite a talent. And Irogbenam will be having a baptism of fire tonight in the absence of John McGinn. Are you worried about the boy?
John McGinn.
No, Irogbenam, 47.
Oh, well, I think if Unai Emery picks him into his starting 11, he's a tall lad, 1.83. It seems like he's represented England at youth level. So if Unai Emery picks him, I can't really say anything about him. I just hope he doesn't make a mistake. That's all. I think that's a main. I just hope he doesn't make a big mistake.
Yeah, another person who will be having a baptism of fire is Morgan Rogers from Middlesbrough in the Championship to Premiership and European football. Could be a big night for him tonight. Didn't exactly impress too much against Luton Town. This will be a baptism of fire for him. But now, of course, with Liverpool and Sparta Prague out onto the field, and I am not going to mute our screen so that we can hear the anthem. That is one of the most depressing songs you can hear. In contrast to the Champions League anthem, where if you take a look at the watchalongs I did, I was, pretty much miming them, really. And we see a 3-4-3 being applied over here. It's not Ståle Solbakken, the former Norwegian international. It's the number 4, Marcus Solbakken. I'm pretty certain they might be related. I couldn't tell you anything about these players. I don't know any of them. But this will be interesting to see how they do. Adam Karabek is one person to watch. He might be coming off the bench as the striker. As for Liverpool, the usual 4-3-3. Joe Gomez finds a home at right back. Andrew Robertson at left back with Kwanzaa and Kanate starting. Van Dijk on the bench. Endo, McAllister and Harvey Elliott are the 3-man midfield with Szoboszlai on the bench. And it's Nunez, Gakpo and Diaz with Salah on the bench. And this is what I call bench strength. Hey, boys.
Yeah, no, definitely. They've got a really good bench. Van Dijk, Szoboszlai, Salah, Konate, Bradley, Tsimikas, I believe. Is that Tsimikas there?
Yep, Tsimikas, number 21.
21. Yeah, bench strength at all time high. Is Dance on the bench or not?
Sadly, he's not, but Bobby Clark is there along with Connor Bradley. So I think it's fair to say they've already got a good amount of firepower up front with Nunez, Gakpo, and Diaz. Salah is, of course, fit to be on the bench, so no need for Dans. And Jose Maria Sanchez will be the referee tonight with Caballero and Prieto, the assistant referees. Munuera and I just missed the other name. They'll be on VAR duty. And, the Liverpool lineup is being confirmed as we speak. Kelleher in goal. There has been some talk about this Corkman possibly leaving Liverpool to become first choice at Celtic, with the ex-England goalkeeper Charles Joseph John Hart set to retire. Now, Alisson is, of course, playing better than ever, but Kelleher has proven himself to be a fine deputy. So, I'm not too sure Liverpool would want to see him leave. But if he does decide that he would like to leave, how much of a loss do you think it could be to Liverpool potentially?
It could be a big loss, but I think they should be all right, Liverpool. They've got enough of bench strength and strength on that pitch to beat Sparta Prague. Of course, the other is on a yellow card, so if he does get another yellow, could be not be available in the return leg, which might make it difficult.
Okay, well, kickoff is about to begin, so it is Liverpool who are kicking off, attacking from right to left. And have they kicked off over in Amsterdam?
About to kick off. And they have kicked off.
Right, so 24 seconds up, 23 seconds after Liverpool kickoff, so do Aston Villa. And already Liverpool are forced into being on the defensive. Harvey Elliott retrieving the ball from Kelleher, but Canate should be able to clear the danger just about. Actually, he passes it back to Kelleher. And then that is sent to, I believe, Kwanzaa, the centre-back. Robertson might have gone forward. And that goes from one keeper to the other. And how's the action over in Amsterdam?
Just a throw now to Ajax. Played back to Emi Martinez. And it seems like it is a 4-4-2. Foul by number 8 of Ajax there on what's that, Tillemans? I think maybe
Taylor.
Tillemans.
Tillemans is wearing 8 for Aston Villa, but for Ajax it's Kenneth Taylor.
Yeah.
And we very nearly had a goal over in Prague, but Nunes, of course, had the chance, but it effectively was cleared off the line.
Ajax on the attack. And it decides to lag a bit. But I don't think they would have scored. Taken a lot. But yeah, I'll get that back up.
And Emi Martinez, of course, has literally started almost every game. And Liverpool are possibly going on the attack here. And yeah, that was the chance earlier, which Nunes had, but a combination of goalkeeper and defense pretty much thwarting him. And so it's still 0-0 between Sparta Prague and Liverpool. Of course, Ajax haven't been doing too well in the Dutch Eredivisie. I wonder if their form has improved with Jordan Henderson coming into the side.
We will find out tonight, I guess. Yeah, still 0-0. I think happened after that chance from Ajax.
Well, I'm taking a look at Ajax's form right now, and they do seem to have recovered a little bit in the way. I think they're still, actually, you know what, they're fifth in the Eredivisie now. I think they've improved, but their current situation is only good enough for a Conference League playoff. So they're 39 points after 24 games, with AZ Alkmaar 4 points ahead of them. Of course, Aston Villa faced AZ Alkmaar twice and won both of them, both those games in the group stage. And do we have a penalty here? Yes, we do. Well, it's been coming for quite some time, and Liverpool obviously have been... What did you say?
2. Prague or Liverpool?
Yep. To Liverpool. And McAllister was the one who was brought
Liverpool
down.
Win. Okay, 2-0.
Oh, predictions. Wonderful. Big up, Chelsea fan. I've got another Chelsea fan sitting with me, of course. Yeah, so Twente Enschede are 11 points ahead of Ajax. Feyenoord are 23 points ahead, and PSV Eindhoven at the top are 27 points ahead. So Ajax are really not doing too well, and they have to really try and recover to at least get into the Europa League places, because Champions League, let's face it, it might be beyond them.
Yeah.
Especially with 10 games to go.
Yeah. So has it been given as a penalty?
Yep. A clear foul inside the area. McAllister was running through and got tripped up by the Praha number 25. So it is Ali Mack to take the penalty in the absence of Mo Salah. Sorensen was the unfortunate defender. Ali Mack against Vindal. Who wins? Ali Mack taking his time. And on the stroke of 6 minutes, Liverpool are 1-0 up. Calm penalty, as you like. Ali Mack doing the rest. And this could be a long night for the Czech Republic team.
The RB had a chance at a shot straight at the keeper. Fortunately for him. Yeah. When Ajax have the ball, and same with Ajax, if Villa have the ball, both teams definitely sit back a bit. Especially Villa now seeing Ajax on the ball. It's a good pass. Oh, that pass just into the box, not coming off. Now Lucas Digne. Pass to...
It's funny with Digne because they... Go ahead.
Yeah. No, it's just attacking. Go on.
The interesting thing about Luca Digne, as Sparta now are on the attack, but Canate fouls the number 22, Haraslin, and that will be a free kick to Prague. And but the interesting thing about Digne is that he was actually expected to leave Aston Villa at the start of the season, but with Moreno still not having quite recovered from the hamstring injury he sustained near the end of last season, Digne started more than a few games and ended up doing really well. I think with Moreno is that he is still quite inconsistent defensively, and there has been talk about Aston Villa possibly trying to get Kieran Tierney to join them from Arsenal by way of Real Sociedad. So I wouldn't mind keeping Digne and Tierney and letting Moreno leave, but be interesting to see what happens there.
Quality. I think Moreno top quality. So, but Lucas Digne, that's awful from the RB. Lets the ball run out for a goal kick. Try to do a skill. Don't come off it.
Could be fair to say as well that Emery might be resting certain players with a view to the Premier League games coming up. And after their jammy win against Luton, who do they have this weekend? Are they playing Spurs?
Yeah, Spurs.
A Champions League decider, because Spurs also have a game in hand,
Yeah.
so Aston Villa can ill afford to lose that game at Villa Park. And they certainly want to do the double over Postecoglou's team. But assuming, of course, that Aston Villa should get Champions League football next season, the players that have been linked to them are certainly impressive. Not just Tierney, but Denzel Dumfries from Inter Milan. He'd be quality for them, I can tell you right now. Nunes, Ali Mack.
It's on the ball on this right-hand side for them. Switch it now to the left. Yeah.
By the way, Chelsea fan, if you're still in the chat, what's your prediction for Ajax against Villa? Who do you think will come out on top?
Going by the game, I think a 1-1 draw, a 0-0 draw, probably. But that's a good ball from Ajax and an awful cross. Good ball towards the byline and awful cross from the Ajax player, number 58.
Flinson. That's his name. 10 minutes gone. 0-0 in both games. Actually, 0-0 again between Ajax and Aston Villa, but 1-0 to Liverpool. Alexis McAllister with the 6-minute penalty. Sparta Prague trying to find their way, but Liverpool's defence does look a little bit organised. And it certainly is a comfort when Jurgen Klopp can afford to rest Virgil van Dijk and bring Quansah in. And it's really, really heartening to see both Klopp and Emery, to a big extent, being willing to put their faith in some younger players as well. Irogbenam, obviously, for Villa, and of course, the selection of players for Liverpool. I just wonder, Lewis Hall was also supposed to be the next big thing for Chelsea. He played at left back for you lot last season, but now he's at Newcastle. Yeah. Do you see Pochettino giving him a chance next season if he stays?
No chance. I think that's going to be. I think Newcastle might trigger that that thing they have, like option to buy him. So yeah, I think it's. Don't think so. We have Connor, Man United fan. Well, we mud brothers right now, Connor. Chelsea and United. It's not looking good, but yeah. 1-1 prediction for that. Okay. Yep. Do get your predictions in the comments below. And smash that like button if you haven't already. Of course, 2 games, 2 different competitions, and we've already seen a goal from the mighty Liverpool. Some would say they're mighty. I did not. Yeah.
Yeah. Some other games going on in the Conference League. It's goalless between Molde and Club Brugge. Sturm Graz and Lille also goalless, but shock potentially Olympiacos, who of course have been Arsenal's nemesis in Europa League competitions gone by, are 2-0 down at home to the Israeli side Maccabi Tel Aviv. So going to be interesting to see how the Greek superpower comes back from that. And in one more game, it's goalless between Roma and Brighton, a reunion between Daniel De Rossi and Roberto De Zerbi. De Zerbi, in fact, was apparently De Rossi's professor when he was taking his coaching badges. And Granit Xhaka, Xabi Alonso, and Bayer Leverkusen are drawing to Karabakh from Azerbaijan. And of course, 4 more games in each competition to be played at 8 p.m. UK time tonight. But I think it's fair to say that we don't need to cover any of them. West Ham, of course, will be one of those teams tonight, along with Rangers, but overkill. No need for that.
Yeah. No score in the Roma Brighton game. That's a quality game. I forgot that game was on. Definitely going to have a look at the return leg and doing that watch long. Then again, it's on Thursday, 8 p.m.
Yeah.
The return leg, unfortunately. So we'll see.
And of course, when it came to obviously the decision of which English team to cover tonight at this time, Sony Sports Network, where I am, have chosen to cover a brilliant save that from Quayman Kelleher there. Sparta Prague are coming back hard, and boy, do they look are they desperate to get an equalizer? Well, we're going to take a look at this move right now. I mean, maybe not right now, but obviously we will take a look at it once we see the highlights of that. But Kelleher, as I said, proving himself to be an able deputy. And I'm sure as a Chelsea fan, Hanno, if you never see Kelleher playing for Liverpool again, it will be too soon, eh?
Well, I don't know. I think Kelleher is a fantastic goalkeeper. I think the biggest question is, can he step up to that first team role? Brighton 1-0 down. You have Connor for that. As well, Chelsea fan will update us with that. Saying Brighton 1 down. Maybe I haven't gotten something there, but
okay. And Sparta Prague still on the attack, and Liverpool's defense is stretched a bit, but this time Kelleher holds on. 16 minutes gone. Liverpool are still 1-0 up, and we still haven't seen highlights of the save that he pulled off. I think it's one of those games where you blink and miss it, really. What's going on in Amsterdam?
1-0 up. Still 0-0 in this game. Been a quiet match so far. Nothing much happening. But I say that then Villa spring out on the break. Tillemans, pass not the best. Konza, DRB shot to the near post. Keeper had it covered, but he scrambled there for a sec.
Yeah, just taking a look at the save. Kelleher with a magnificent left hand, and Joe Gomez reaching to clear that off the line. Terrific shot. A brilliant reflex save that, because Kelleher was actually going the other way, but he switched his direction, stuck out his left hand, enough to deflect it in the air, and Joe Gomez was there to say, Quayman, I got you, mate. Wonderful, wonderful stuff from Quayman Kelleher there. And I know that my good friend David Cole, better known as the old school gunner, will be quite happy, because he also hails from Cork in Ireland, and happens to be familiar with the Cork youth team, which Kelleher represented. Kelleher also has a bit of a job to do to try to become Ireland's number one, because the Southampton goalkeeper, Gavin Bazunu, still has possession of that jersey. And, of course, is benefiting from playing regularly at St. Mary's. And, of course, Southampton was in the news for a huge fire at the stadium, which has led to the postponement of their championship game against Preston North End. Hopefully there were no casualties or fatalities, and I'm really grateful for that, if that was the case. Corner to Liverpool to be taken by Andrew Robertson. Left-footed. Swinging it in.
Stephen. Just offside there. The Ajax player. Just barely offside.
It's the
famous to make it 1-0 Roma.
Yep. The assist from his Argentinian World Cup teammate, Leandro Paredes. And Dybala is a player reborn under De Rossi. Under Mourinho, he just looked miserable.
Yeah, I think the whole team is reborn would be fantastic if they can win the Europa League this season. Sorry, yeah, it is Europa League. This season, Roma, a big statement for them. Um, I think they just have to ride it out. Hopefully, they don't get a big team like Liverpool or Bayer Leverkusen in the knockouts. Yeah, by
Well,
Bayer
we've just seen some really interesting defending here from Liverpool. Ibrahim Kanate pretty much getting his behind everything. It was the Praha number 2 there who had a shot which Kanate inadvertently blocked with his backside. And it was Preciado there, the number 2, making a nuisance of himself. And another follow-up shot deflected off Kanate's rear end for a corner. Taken right now. Right footer swinging in and palmed by Kelleher into the Prague attacker. And once again, Kelleher with another important save, tipping it over. I think he owed Liverpool that save after what was nearly an error. But this chap, Preciado, playing as right wing back, Angelo Preciado for Praha. He's making a nuisance of himself as we've clocked 20 minutes now. And finally, the madness is over. And nope, another corner. Go ahead.
Just bit more than 20 minutes in. It's been really, it's been 50-50, but nobody really causing a big threat in this game. I really hope it's been bit more entertaining.
Well, you never know. Maybe Emery will bring on a few subs. He might decide to bring on Cash for one of the defenders, put Concert in at the centre, and have Cash bombing forward. He'll bring on McGinn for Irogbenam and Bailey on for Diaby, maybe. Don't forget, there are 5 substitutions that can be made instead of just the 3 that used to be made. So he's got options, does Emery, and his team have now developed a knack of being able to score very late in Europe. But that means something's happened. What's going on, Bert?
Tillemans almost played the RB in, was inches away. It would have been a brilliant pass, but it was a fantastic block to the Ajax player to win it back.
And speaking of back, we see Kelleher claiming a long cross and landing awkwardly on his back there. Thankfully, he's well enough to carry on because Liverpool do have Adrian as their backup keeper, but they can ill afford to see both their goalkeepers injured. They're both their first choice keepers injured.
Douglas Luiz stay with the foul right on the halfway line. Free kick to Ajax.
Yep, ex-Juventus.
Keller doing a good job earning his wage. Yeah. He's done a fantastic job since he's come in. It's such a good ball to that winger or right back. It's a fantastic ball. But then across into the box is so awful from Ajax.
A lack of quality in the final third, methinks.
Yeah. I think on both teams, really, from both teams. Yellow card. Ooh, interesting.
For whom?
For Ajax. Well, to be fair, it is definitely a yellow card. Ajax players might ask, Well, if Mansverk is getting a yellow, then Tillemans get a yellow because that was also on the break as well, almost. I think the IXL is a bit more harsh, a bit more of a foul than the Tillemans one.
Yep,
Oh, that's
it's
a
always
good
those.
long ball. The RB, can he get the? Yes, he can. Good cross, and I think that's that. No, not Douglas Louise. Who ran through? Number 27 for Aston Villa came there and almost got it first time. Diaby again, the flex, and away. Ajax now on the counter.
Ooh, Liverpool have just taken a 2-0 lead. An absolute screamer there in the 25th minute. And guess who it is? Hint, Nottingham Forest fans will not want to hear this name being spoken for a long time.
And a big call by the referee. Ajax take the ball off Konza, and it's 3 Ajax players. It's on the halfway line, and if they take that ball any further, they are definitely on a counter attack. It's not many bodies behind Konza, but the referee blows for the free kick to Ajax and not letting the play go on.
An absolute killer blow there from Darwin Núñez. It ended up curling somewhat near the end, which deceived Vindal in the Praha goal. And so after 25 minutes, it is Sparta Prague 0, Liverpool 2, and the Reds are coasting. We call them the Reds, but they're wearing white and green shirts and black shorts tonight. Go figure.
Oh, some good play, but then that final ball again lacking. And now that long ball play to Ollie Watkins. What can he do down that wing? Peaceful corner. No. Goal kick. Great goal from Núñez, says Stephen. And 2-0 Liverpool, yes. Since the knock went to Man United, it's been poor. You could say that. Yeah, replay shows that definitely was a corner.
Well, for some reason, VAR isn't being used in the Conference League. That could change in the final, I think. But we'll have to see. Any updates on the Roma-Brighton game? I'm going to check that right now. Olympiacos have, in fact, pulled a goal back against the Israelis from Maccabi Tel Aviv. And Karabakh have taken a shock lead against Bayer Leverkusen. Need to find out who the goal scorer is. And well, this is a shock because the runaway Bundesliga leaders are now trailing in Azerbaijan. And the goal scorer is Yassine Benzia, who's just found the net barely 90 seconds ago.
Wow. Prague keeper maybe could done better. It was central. I guess you mean the Núñez one. Yeah, maybe could have.
Not really, because, Núñez struck it so sweetly, it sort of bent in the air, which, as I said, deceived Vindal in the Prague goal. But a huge shock taking place in Azerbaijan, potentially. We'll have to find out later on.
Oh, free kick to Ajax in a dangerous position. Clement Longley. It's a good attacking position. Yeah, definitely trips up the Ajax player.
And this is what I don't like about Emery. He actually considers this former Tottenham reject to be a better defender than the ex-Arsenal guy, Callum Chambers.
And
Chambers
for the
isn't
first
even in the
time,
squad tonight.
and for the first time tonight, we see the ex-Liverpool captain, Jayden Henderson. Looks like he's going to take the free kick. First time I've seen him tonight. See, that answers your question as well, Stephen. I think, of course, club captain. I don't think Ajax fans who were happy about this. Ollie, it seems like he's going to try and hit this towards the far side. He does hit it, and it goes over the bar. First time I've seen him, he doesn't look like he's breaking a sweat. And I think over the bar. Good idea, swinging it, but couldn't get it. I pan over quick enough. Ball possession.
Something tells me that it's now gone past the half hour over here in Prague. It will be half an hour there in Amsterdam.
Chance.
I think.
Ooh. Lucky Vela. Clement Longley to the rescue.
Never thought I'd hear that phrase being used. Clement Longley to the rescue. Ah!
Wow. Very lucky. But it's a corner to Ajax. 30 minutes gone, like you said. Game starting to eat up. Okay. When we get close to half time, yeah, on my end. Ball whipped in. Awful cross. Is that Henderson again with the delivery?
Yeah. I think Henderson's captaining the team tonight because Bergwijn and Berghaus are not in the starting lineup, I think. He's been promoted to third captain, has the Englishman. And, neither Bergwijn nor Berghaus are in the squad. So they're not on the bench and not in the starting lineup, which is why Henderson has the captain's armband tonight. And sadly, the team he's playing with are at least 2 levels below the quality of the team that's currently playing in Sparta Prague, 2-1 up.
Good ball down the right-hand side. Oh, one, and once the throw in there. I think that's Tillemans. Won the ball in midfield.
Chance for Sparta Prague, but this time it's sort of legged over the bar, not on target. Another name to watch out for on the Ajax bench is former Arsenal youth player Chuba Akpom, who Mr. B might know as a former B. Played 4 times for the Bees on loan, also played for Coventry City, Nottingham Forest, Hull City, Brighton and Hove Albion, and ended up having a longer spell with the PAOK Thessaloniki and for 3 seasons with Middlesbrough, before going back to PAOK and then signing for Ajax. Former youth international for England, but not really in contention to play for the first team.
Oh, that's a good ball. In behind. High line. Oh, that's an awful miss. It's an awful miss by the number 9 of Ajax. He's through on goal. He just needs to get it, curl it past Emi Martinez. It's such a great run. And then I think maybe a slight push from Ezri Konsa sends him sends him going the wrong way. I think if there wasn't this push, a slight push, I think that's curling into the far post. Near post past Emi Martinez, but that's the first proper sign that high line of Aston Villa can be exploited.
Yep, that's the biggest problem with playing the high line. You switch off momentarily, and the high line can be smashed. Manchester United proved that, as did Newcastle. Both teams doing the double over the Birmingham side in the Premiership.
Kind of ball played over the top, but runs out for Villa throw-in. Saying that it's such a beautiful pass, such a great run, and then just as he's about to shoot, slight push sends him going more to the side, and then he hits it.
Not the best pass from Darwin Núñez, hoping to find Diaz, but completely missing him altogether. But Konate will clear it with his foot this time.
Some Ajax players were appearing there for a penalty. I think a penalty will have been a really harsh call, but I would understand that.
Another save by Kelleher and a chance for Prague to get a goal back, but Birmancevic there, the number 14, fluffing his lines after taking centre stage. It's another save by Kelleher, which went to him, but I think it came to him a little bit too quickly and he wasn't able to get his shot on target. Otherwise, that would have been a goal back for Sparta Prague. So it seems to me, Hanno, as though Unai Emery is content to play the waiting game and then release some substitutes later on. But the problem is, as you've just said, with that Henderson free kick and that Brobby miss, Ajax are looking very dangerous on their home turf.
They definitely are. Definitely are looking dangerous in this last few minutes.
I also know that you've got a soft spot for Luton Town. You must have been seething when Luca Digne scored that winner near the end.
Well, it wasn't. I think Luton definitely deserves something based on the second half, but you have to play the full 90 minutes to win a game of football. That's unfortunately the harsh truth, and Luton have realized that. They've realized, seen it firsthand now of the first few games where they have gone 1-0, 2-0 up. Not the last few games, sorry. And the last few. Even our game we played against Luton, we only saw they only played for like 20 minutes properly, and they almost won. So I think it's just about getting performances across the whole 90 at a decent ball into the box. Martinez at least collects. So I think if they can just get back to the form in what they had in December against Arsenal, against Liverpool, then they will stay up. They've got a few favourable games now. Luton, of course, Burnley made an appeal or something. So yeah, about Everton's point deduction. So of course, Luton got a game in hand, but they're playing Crystal Palace.
Chance for Sparta
And
Prague, but once again, some important defending from Kanate. Sparta Prague, Kanate catch a break tonight. This is number 22, Haraslin, who found himself forward and inadvertently was played onside. I think they were appealing for an onside, but Haraslin losing his footing at the wrong moment and Kanate able to clean up the potential damage. But I believe the flag did belatedly go up anyway, so even if he had scored, it wouldn't have counted. And some changes to the scores in the Conference League. Maccabi Tel Aviv have scored a third against Olympiacos, and Lille have taken the lead against Sturm Graz. No change in the other scores in the Conference League and in the Europa League. No changes there. Still 1-0 Roma, 2-0 Liverpool, and 1-0 Karabakh.
Prague back into this going to be wasted chances by Liverpool. Definitely, it could be. So yeah, Palace at Bournemouth Tuesday. If we have a look and then you've got Forest at home, so big week for Luton ahead. I think these 3 games could decide if you're staying or going really. Because we've got Palace away, Bournemouth away, and Forest at home. Need to pick up at least 5, most 7 if you can. Of course, Forest got a difficult trip away to Brighton on Sunday. And then if we look at Everton, Everton have got United away. Then should have been the Merseyside derby, isn't it? I think that's postponed due to FA Cup. So yeah, but Man United Everton, of course, that will be a big game. Everton do look 7 points. All is definitely winnable.
Very nearly a third goal for Liverpool, but a good save from Vindal in the Sparta Prague goal. And Liverpool, after a little bit of a sort of a blip defensively, are coming back hard, and I think they're probably going to want a goal just before half time. Gakpo sending it out to Nunes Robertson rather on the left, but Preciado is able to sort of block Robertson's path. Gakpo with the shot, aiming for the right-hand corner, but Vindal getting down with a strong right arm to save that, and that is cleared by...
Heavy touch there by Douglas Luiz. Ajax are coming forward.
Warrington.
Oh, that's a good ball again. Well, it's a good right idea, not the best of execution. And that ball does come into referee of Rogers. 7 points, yeah, definitely. I think if you can Palace, we'll see what
chance for a goal here. Gakpo's on the run. He does have the defense back with him, but this time, once again, Vindal coming up with the save. And once again, the Prague defense is spread. Joe Gomez now coming forward into the penalty area. Not the best of passes inside, but it does set it up nicely for Robertson, who can whack it. But obviously, Robertson thinks he's playing rugby instead of football. That goes high and wide and not all handsome. But Gakpo timing his run magnificently there, going past the defender, staying on side, but some good work from the defender, throwing Gakpo off a little bit, and all he can do is fire it low and into Vindal's left arm this time. Another good save from the Prague keeper. And 1 minute to go until the end of normal time in the first half. Might be some stoppages. And in the interim, Sparta Prague did make a substitution, and I'm just going to confirm who that player is. It was Renes who was brought on, the number 32. I don't know who was taken off, I'm afraid. We'll have to confirm that later on. But at the moment, it's Gakpo down the right. Coming back in, passing it to Ali Mack, Endo, Diaz to McAllister, Diaz. And this one, I think he probably trying to chip the goalkeeper and maybe have it nestle into the top corner, but I think he had a bit too much power on that, and that'll be a goal kick. So you can see the Liverpool firepower coming into effect here. And I know Stepsy said in the chat that he had some doubts about Gakpo, but I'll tell you what, he is quality, just needs a little bit more confidence.
Half time in the Ajax Villa game.
That
biggest
quick?
chances has gone to Ajax. Diaby. He needs to work. He has work to do.
Well, over here, 3 minutes of time have been added on, and we are 30 seconds into the first minute. Liverpool once again having to defend, and Haraslin with a shot, but that was never going to trouble Kelleher. Easy gather down to his left. This time, Kanate not really doing too well defensively, but the shot from Haraslin was never really going to trouble Kelleher. Along the ground, pretty much within his arc, and nicely saved, but Prague win the ball back. And they lose it and get it back. Preciado now, who has been outstanding down the right wing.
Yeah, 2-0 Roma now. Wow. Yeah, no injury time in this game.
Wow. No wonder it got over quickly, eh? I think the play's been allowed to flow very nicely over there in Amsterdam. Not so much here in Prague for some reason. And Sol back and holding back McAllister, and that will be a Liverpool free kick. Ali Mack trying to send Nunes forward on the left, but not the best of passes. I do believe, though, that will be a Liverpool throw-in because looks as though McAllister... No, it's a Sparta Prague throw-in. For a minute, I thought that Ali Mack was going forward, but 2 minutes have been played into the last minute in Prague. And it's a short one to the number 6, Karanen, and then attempted to hook over, but Diaz has that. Preciado trying to make a nuisance of himself again, but McAllister ends up winning the ball back and sending it forward. It is with Darwin Nunes. And he makes it 3. What a shot. Well, you've got to say that it was coming a little bit, and the huge space that's been left in the Prague defense has been exploited magnificently. Nunes obviously sensing that this was the right time to try something outrageous, and that was definitely out of this world. Certainly out of reach of Vindal in the Prague goal. Maybe positioning could have been better, I don't know, but what a strike that was. And so that should very well be the last piece of action in the first half, as the half should, in fact, come to an end. Probably after the kickoff, the referee might blow his whistle. In fact, he has blown his whistle already. So, half-time at Stadion Letna sees the home team down by 3-0. Liverpool looking very ominous indeed, and looking likely to clinch this tie in the first leg, with the second leg back at Anfield a mere formality at this rate. Early penalty from Alexis McAllister and a brace from Darwin Núñez, the second of which coming with what was effectively the last kick of the half. And Sparta Prague had their few chances, denied by a mixture of solid goalkeeping from Quayman Kelleher, important defending from the likes of Kanate, and their own profligacy. Much better. And so at the Stadion Letna, it's Sparta Prague 0, Liverpool 3. Time at the Amsterdam Arena, it is Ajax 0, Aston Villa 0. So, Hanno, I'm probably just going to take a little bit of a break and have a small snack. But if you're still there, I know that predictions have been for a draw, but it could very well be that Ajax might actually get the win over here. What do you say? I think he's away from the computer and his screen is mute, so I'll probably have to wait for him to come back. Maybe he's gone to get something himself, but I'll probably have a meal myself. And so keep the comments coming in. And I also want to big up Stephen Stubbs of the Statman Stubbs channel, who will probably be doing a watch along tonight as well. I'm sure he'll be delighted with the scoreline. And also at half-time, the other half-time scores right now, I will run through them. Karabakh have actually taken a 2-0 lead over the runaway Bundesliga leaders. And as has been mentioned by Hanno, Roma have taken a 2-0 lead over Brighton and Hove Albion. Lukaku with what looks like a solo goal. And it looks as though Brighton and Hove Albion's European adventure could be coming to an abrupt end. Half-time at the Amsterdam Arena between Ajax and Aston Villa. Molde have taken the lead just before half-time against Club Rouge. It's 3-1 between Tel Aviv and Olympiacos in Greece. Tel Aviv, of course, 3-1 ahead. And half-time in Austria, Sturm Graz, of course. Famously, the stadium which was once upon a time famously named after a certain Arnold Schwarzenegger. Looks as though Sturm Graz need to come back. They need to be back because they're 1-0 down. That was terrible. I do apologize for that. And currently watching highlights, of course, of Roma's playoff game, which confirmed their passage into the last 16 of the Europa League. They, of course, won their penalty shootout against Feyenoord with goalkeeper Mile Švilar saving 2 penalties. I think Švilar has been used as the cup goalkeeper and Europa League goalkeeper, with the Portuguese Rui Patricio being first choice in the league. And Roma seem to be doing a lot better right now under Daniel De Rossi, but it must be said with an asterisk that their fixtures have been a lot easier. If Roma do manage to qualify for the Champions League this season, after all they've been through, then it could very well be said that the decision to sack Jose Mourinho was the right one. After a period of time, you know, players just become miserable under him, really. Ali Reza Jahanbakhsh, who was also of Brighton and Hove Albion, saved by Švilar, and of course Roma would go on to win the shootout fairly convincingly. So let me just all right, so I'm just going to have a little snack, people, and I will be back in 60 seconds.
Okay. Well, man, it takes its time. Liverpool 3-0. That that tie's pretty much now done and dusted. Yeah, Ajax 0-0. Ajax had better chances, let's be honest. Two really good chances. Langley comes right in front of him to steal the ball out for a goal kick, and then that front goal, and then a slight push from Ezra Konza sets him off balance, and he skies it. So yeah, unlucky. For them. But yeah, let's see what happens. The second half. Bowen on fire. I chose the better team. Halftime 2-0. Kaku goal. Well, big goal there for Roma. That side's pretty much done now, I reckon. Unless Brighton gets another goal from somewhere. I think it's pretty much done.
Not too sure how you can say the Brighton tie is done, but I think it's fair to say that, as I've said, Roma do look a side transformed under De Rossi, but are Brighton just not equipped? Because they topped their Europa League group, which included Marseille.
Difficult to say. Maybe it's just this game. I know they've got a few injuries. So yeah. Maybe it's that.
Lukaku scoring for Roma. I believe Chelsea fan Prettier was not really happy to write that in the chat. One of those players that makes you think if he's capable of doing it for other teams, why couldn't he have done so for us, eh?
Yeah. Very irritating. Very irritating.
Of course, we have a certain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang who is currently enjoying life at Marseille. But I'll tell you what, he was a magnificent striker for us. Should have had 100 goals for Arsenal. Could have left a legacy of sorts, but sadly things took the course they did. Now, of course, the Europa League's all-time leading goal scorer. And just watching the highlights of Marseille against Donetsk at the Velodrome. Donetsk, of course, going 1-0 ahead through a penalty. But Aubameyang inspires the comeback. Maybe some players are just not meant to play in the Premiership. Maybe they're not too fond of the goldfish bowl sort of life or the harsh criticism. Some people just feel at home in different leagues, eh?
Yeah, true. Very true. They definitely do.
Of course, on the stroke of 23 minutes, Aubameyang receiving it in the penalty area, firing it past the keeper, and Marseille are level. And it is Aubameyang who inspires that comeback. They're also in action tonight, of course, against Emery's former team, Villarreal. That could be a very interesting tie indeed. And of course, English interests continue with West Ham taking on Freiburg tonight.
Yeah, and you were speaking about him. Matty Cash looks like he's going to come on for the second half.
As predicted, who's he replacing, Konsa or Longley?
Let me just have a look. Number 14.
Pau Torres?
I believe. Yeah.
I can't believe it. Pau Torres is actually Aston Villa's best, one of Aston Villa's better defenders, and Clement Longley is still on the field. At least Contra moves into the centre where he belongs, but I'm looking forward to seeing Cash running up and down the wing. Because what you said earlier about Diaby possibly playing as a right wing back, that wouldn't really be his most comfortable position. He is really more comfortable as a right winger, and having to track back as well and help out in defence is certainly not a game that would suit him. And Marseille, of course, taking a lead and then securing the tie with a third goal. Marseille are in the round of 16, and they're playing tonight. Will they also make a statement at the Velodrome against the 2001 Europa League champions, Villarreal, who, of course, won that trophy under a certain Unai Emery? We should be returning to the Stadion Letna very soon. Just waiting for the... Of course, it's always a standard 15-minute break before the players come back onto the field, so it could take a little bit of time, but hopefully not too long. And yep, Chelsea fans' first team Rangers are playing tonight up against Benfica. Shout out to my good mate Northside LDN. He is also in some ways a Benfica supporter, and he will be doing a watch along to Benfica and Rangers tonight. Could possibly, if he allows people to come on and join him, I might possibly pop on and see him. If not, let him enjoy the game. And of course, Chelsea fan, you will be pleased with Hearts beating Celtic over the weekend, which means that Rangers are still top of the Scottish Premiership for now. But this race could go down to the wire. What do you say? And we are back at the Stadion Letna with the players.
Some fantastic
coming out onto the field
from Ajax. Look, Villa again on the attack. If Watkins reacts a second quicker, he probably gets to that ball before the defender.
Yeah, confirmation of the substitution you mentioned. And the substitution at halftime for Liverpool, Conor Bradley coming on for Joe Gomez. I'm assuming because Liverpool's number 2 has a slight injury worry and might need to be rested for this weekend's game against a certain team from the blue half of Manchester who won 3-1 last night, 6-2 on aggregate. Another option off the bench for Aston Villa is the number 22, Nicolo Zaniolo, who, of course, scored a breathlessly late equaliser against Sheffield United, and has also gotten a Conference League goal to his credit. Some of these players in Villa squad do enjoy playing in Europe, but I wonder if they'll get their act together tonight. In the meantime, Prague have kicked off and are trying to break their way out of their own half, but Liverpool are pressing them and coming at them hard. Preciado turning Robertson all ways to Sunday and setting off the number 14, who missed a glorious chance earlier, and Sparta Prague have pulled a goal back. I think Liverpool are appealing for an offside, but it's not going to happen. And
free kick to Villa. Dangerous. They're looking better now. Definitely better now, Villa. And
a team of two halves, and you can see the flags right. But yeah, so I'll just describe this goal. Preciado sending the number 14, Birmancevic, forward. Birmancevic finding the pass into the penalty area, and that is smashed in to the net. Kelleher had no chance this time. No clean sheet for the Irishman. I think actually that might be a Connor Bradley own goal because Bradley had the last touch. Well, I've heard of super subs with the golden touch. This might be a stupid sub, but they're checking the goal for a possible offside, so this could be disallowed. If it is disallowed, there will be no change to the scoreline.
Oh, and across the box, and it is unfortunately for Villa nothing from that.
Yep, it has been confirmed that it is a Bradley own goal. So not long after coming on as a substitute, he scores an own goal. But Liverpool still very much in control of the tie, at least for now. Although it has to be said that that goal might have rocked them a little bit. And Birmancevic again in the penalty area. A pass through. Haraslin. Kelleher with an important save.
Important save for Kelleher, keeping Liverpool almost keeping Sparta Prague in away from them, really.
Yep. No doubt about it. Birmancevic looking really dangerous through the legs of Robertson. And I think it's fair to say that if Haraslin had tried to shoot it first time, might have had a better chance. But the problem was, I think it went a bit too far ahead of him, couldn't really control it. The angle ended up being a bit too tight. And Kelleher just did the rest. Kwanzaa, of course, to his credit, was coming back fairly quickly enough.
Of course, news broke out today that, of course, the Italian FA banned Tonali, but it's reported that the English FA is also still under their investigation of that, so will definitely be interesting. I think Newcastle fans will definitely be upset because, of course, what's happened there, didn't get a ban. A place now is football in Spain, England played for United. Didn't get a ban for what he did. Now Tonali is getting bans for gambling. Yeah, that
Substitution
might
for
be.
Liverpool. Ibrahim Konate off, Virgil van Dijk on. Looks as though the brace score where Darwin Núñez is coming off and Dominic Szoboszlai is coming on. So I think Klopp probably wants to tighten things up at the back a little bit in lieu of that rather unfortunate own goal from Conor Bradley. And Kelleher claims that. Interesting you talk about Tonali there. Obviously, when you take a look at Newcastle's season, the injuries at the most inopportune times have not really helped them. I just wonder how big Tonali's loss potentially was, or has been rather, for Newcastle this season. Especially when you think about how useful he would have been in their Champions League campaign. Looks as though Hanno's got some bird trouble. Szoboszlai now trying to send him into the penalty area, but not the best pass.
Mind of its own, really. And a big chance for Ajax. Ball played across the box. And who's there to stop it? Emi Martinez. If he misses that, it's 1-0 Ajax. But that and the RB with a cross that took slight deflection of the Ajax player is straight into the hands of the Ajax goalkeeper.
There's seldom a goalkeeper that's better at claiming crosses and high balls than Emiliano Martinez. I know I keep waxing lyrical about him, but what can I do? He won the FA Cup with us. He's always going to have a special place in my heart. And flop gooners need to consider that if it weren't for Emi Martinez's heroics, Arteta wouldn't even be in a job.
Beautiful but annoying. Definitely. Yeah.
But anyway, Hannah, I was asking a question about Tonali. Obviously, the Newcastle have had other injuries which have sort of wrecked their season, but Tonali's absence was certainly a miss, especially when you consider how useful he could have been in their Champions League campaign. Diaz in the area, and it's 4-1 Liverpool.
Oh, that's a fantastic tackle by Konza. But Ajax have it again. Oh, is that Henderson? Oh, Henderson. If he had a better first touch. If Jordan Henderson in the gap between two centre backs gets a better touch on it, and then it's 2-1 Ajax. But fantastic defending, I believe again that number 9 of Ajax through on goal. Fantastic defending from Israel Konza.
This is why Konza's at his most effective as a centre back than a right back. Outstanding defender. In the absence of Tyrone Mings, he and Pau Torres really should be considered Aston Villa's first choice centre back pairing. Diaz putting Liverpool 4-1 ahead, but the goals could be flowing here in the second half. Preciado back heel to Bremancevic in the penalty area. If anyone runs onto that, that could possibly be a goal. But Diaz benefiting from some great work from Harvey Elliott and having the good sense to bang it down into the ground so that it sort of sent Vindal the wrong way, catching him in two minds. Liverpool are 4-1 up, and that should effectively be the tie done. Preciado with a long ball, hoping to catch. Well, he very nearly did catch Caoimhin Kelleher off his line, but Kelleher doing what Aaron Ramsdale failed to do against Sporting Lisbon last season, getting back in time and tipping that over the bar for a corner. Would have been another Naeem from the halfway line scenario, but Kelleher very alert and preventing what would have been an embarrassing moment for him and for Liverpool. Aaron Ramsdale, take note. You'll never play for us again, at least for your new club. Learn from people who are better than you. I had to do that. People know that I'm not. Stepsy saying it wasn't banging to the ground, more of a deflection. It did actually hit the turf. It didn't hit any of the players. We had a better view of it. But thanks anyway for your comment. And any change in some of the other scores? Still, shockingly, Karabag are 2-0 up against Bayer Leverkusen. Not really a result you'd expect by any means, given how well Leverkusen have been doing in the Bundesliga. And as far as the Conference League is concerned, Lille are now 2-0 up in Graz, Arnold Schwarzenegger's hometown, which is actually Thal, but it's not too far from Graz at all. Molde still 1-0 up over Club Brugge, and Maccabi Tel Aviv still 3-0 up against Olympiacos. Either Liverpool or Real Madrid or even Bayern Munich. You never know. Quality player, Alonso. A two-time Champions League winner, of course, with both Liverpool and Real Madrid. And couldn't add a third with Bayern Munich, but still had a magnificent career. Of course, World Cup and double European Championship winner, Xabi Alonso. And an exception to the rule that great players will not make great managers. He goes on to win the Bundesliga. A huge feather in his cap, especially at the expense of one of his former teams.
Why it doesn't? Massive chance. Danny Welbeck misses. A chance to equalize or to get one back against Roma. And speaking of Roma, they're now on the attack. Good header away.
Huge fact here is that Xabi Alonso happens to come from the same province in Spain as does Mikel Arteta and Unai Emery. Gipuzkoa in the Basque region.
Don't know why, but doesn't want to show me the Villa game anymore on the TV. I'll get it up on my phone.
Well, I think there's half an hour left at the Amsterdam Arena, still goalless. I wonder how long Aston Villa can get away with playing a patient game and also being lucky defensively. And they have had games in this Europa League where they've, been fairly fortunate. I believe in their second game against Zrinski Mostar, if I pronounced that correctly, it was a breathlessly late winner from John McGinn that got their campaign going. And they didn't stop. They ended up qualifying as winners of their group ahead of Legia Warsaw, who failed to make the round of 16 in the Conference League after losing their playoff. And of course, Aston Villa did beat AZ Alkmaar twice in their group stage. Alkmaar, of course, are doing a lot better than Ajax in this season's Eredivisie, but when it comes to European football and heritage and the crowd and the history, Ajax is always going to be a difficult proposition. Oops, wrong one. Still 4-1 Liverpool. And what happened?
Oops. No, the remote just fell. Remote just fell. That's all. I'm going to switch off the TV and then put it back on.
And chance for a fifth for Liverpool. Gakpo was in the penalty area, but couldn't quite put it past the goalkeeper. And once again, Angelo Preciado running down the right. He's certainly had a fine game tonight, has the wing back. Passing it back to Bindal in the Prague goal.
She won't be in the final here in Cairo, but she is not.
Yeah, okay. Game is back on.
Ajax will certainly need to be on top of their game against Tottenham, who are certainly looking good and certainly capable of scoring goals. I do seem to remember when the teams played.
Ajax shot. What a save. Emi Martinez on his near post. It's a fantastic strike, but fantastic save as well. Really done well there to dispossess Douglas Luiz. It's a save he should be making, but seen many times that sometimes the easier saves are the hardest.
That's world champion Emiliano Martinez there. And that's something that Ramsdale could never do. Avoid getting beaten at his near post. I'm going to keep banging that drum. Any Arsenal fans who are in the chat tonight, yes, you heard me. And it looks like another substitution for Liverpool. Bobby Clark coming on. And there's a double substitution because Alexis McAllister is being replaced as well. And he's being replaced by Liverpool's number. Yeah, Haraslin goes off to be replaced by Lassie, the number 24 Sparta Prague. Yeah, in fact, it's just a single substitution. McAllister off, and Bobby Clark comes on in his place. So more and more young players being brought on now to sample a high-pressure European game. 25 minutes to go at the Stadion Letna. It is Sparta Prague 1, Liverpool 4. And Sparta Prague still
Oh,
playing with a lot of
Villa,
determination.
Diaby, is that Bailey? Looks like Leon Bailey that. Not Diaby, but find out
I
soon.
think
Digne ball ups in, inches above Douglas Louise and Ollie Watkins, and it's cleared out for a corner. Inches,
and
inches
Prague
away.
win a corner over here, but yep, confirmation of the substitution. McAllister off and Clark on. Sparta Prague about 5 corners to Liverpool's 2 tonight. So I'll keep my mouth shut. You tell me what happens from the Villa corner.
I think there was a foul in the process, so it's going to be retaken. Oh, back post. No. Free kick to. So Ajax foul on the goalkeeper. Ajax again on the attack. That ball is not the best. And it goes out for a goal kick. Jordan Henderson there, the guilty one.
And of course, with their 4th goal tonight, Liverpool have now scored 21 goals this season in the Europa League, one more than any other team in the competition. And it's the most the Reds have scored in a single Europa League campaign since the rebrand in 2009-2010, when it was changed from the UEFA Cup to the UEFA Europa League. And a big update to tell you is that Roma have just increased their lead to 3. Gianluca Mancini with the 3rd goal. And that could very well be tie over. Ooh, we got a guest. Hanno?
Just removed that other one. My laptop died, so
Whoops, daisies.
yeah.
Itchy mouse finger there.
Yeah, so no, I've just joined on my phone. Seems like an injury to. I think it's an injury to the new guy.
Morgan Rogers.
No, the
Number
the
27.
other one. That midfielder.
Irogbenam.
Yeah, I think it's him.
So
John McGinn is also on. Yeah.
Yep, McGinn will be replacing him in that position.
Yeah,
and
got a slight injury. It's on YOLO in for him. Don't know who's John McGinn on for. Might be Douglas Louise. And Digne is coming off, and Alexis Moreno is coming on. Alex Moreno.
Mercurial Moreno. Not the best defensively, but definitely has a good shot on him and has scored more than a few goals this season. Then again, so has Digne. 20 minutes to go at Stadion Letna. Still Liverpool 4, Sparta Prague 1. Liverpool have had more and more chances, but not been quite able to take advantage of them. And Renas had, in fact, come on for the number 25, Sorensen, who probably hasn't had the best night defensively and might have ended up suffering an injury for his pains. And Bayer Leverkusen have, in fact, pulled a goal back. Florian Wirtz pulling one back in the 70th minute after the elegantly named Juninho had doubled Karabag's lead on the stroke of half-time. Into the penalty area from Prague, but not too sure what the Prague forward was thinking over there. Didn't time his jump at all well. I think he crouched when he was supposed to have been in the air. So it looks as though Villa have used all their substitutes. Cash, McGinn, Moreno, Zaniolo, and Bailey all on. Digne, Torres, Diaby, Irugbanam, and Rogers off. So looks as though Yuri Tillemans has ended up going up front with Ollie Watkins. And it'll be Bailey on the right wing. And maybe McGinn and, or it could very well be Zaniolo who's gone up front and Tielemans has gone back into the midfield. Diaz shaking off his defender very well and winning a free kick for Liverpool in the process. And so on the stroke of the 73rd minute, Liverpool could possibly score a fifth. And Roma have just scored a fourth. Brian Cristante. So we can definitely say the tie is over. And Liverpool's fifth substitution of the night sees the return of the legend, Mohamed Salah. He will be replacing Luis Diaz, who scored that fourth goal and who has been looking very lively. Obviously want to rest him for the City game, and Salah comes on to the delight of the Liverpool fans. Olatunji coming on for Prague, as is Karabek. And Tusi also on for Birmancevic. So the new substitute's first job for Prague will be to defend this free kick. I believe it's Elliott and Szoboszlai standing over it. Szoboszlai could be favoured to take this. Doesn't have a bad right foot on him, the Hungarian. But it hits the wall and floats into the arms of Vindal in the Sparta Prague goal. Peter Vindal's made some decent saves tonight, but just been beaten by a penalty and three really, really, really good goals. Prague's other team, Slavia, are in action later tonight against AC Milan. Another interesting game. And already Prague on the attack. Olatunji, Karabakh, and some important defending there denies them a possible goal. And in any case, there's an infringement. Olatunji had just run himself offside. Salah runs onto that. Well, it would have been wonderful if he had somehow found a way to score, but the Prague defense saying, not tonight, Mo. Or at least not now anyway. But Bobby Clark wins it back. Great work from the Liverpool youngster. There's another youngster, Bradley, who scored that own goal. Salah into the penalty area. Hoping to try and find a cross, but it's headed out by the Prague captain, Krejci, and that will be a Liverpool corner. Their third of the night. Could this be 5-1 Liverpool? We will have to see. Short corner. It is with Clark now. And I believe that's Shabozlai who sent it into the penalty area, but that didn't have anywhere near enough height. Back with Elliott, though, who passes it to Bradley, who sends it all the way back to Quevin Kelleher. And Kelleher sends it forward, hoping to find Van Dijk. Instead, it ends up going further into Liverpool half, and a possible handball claim is being made, but the referee's having none of it. Endo now shaking off his attacker and shaking off Preciado. Robertson. Kwanzaa. Van Dijk. And of course, with Kanate having gone off, Kwanzaa has moved into his position on the left of the defense so that Van Dijk can slot into the right. Bradley. Gakpo. Shabozlai. Bradley. Salah, alert enough to stop that from going out of play and trying to obviously send Bradley through, but the Sparta defense intercepting that very well indeed.
Ajax. Please, just give me one goal. Just one. Nothing much.
Probably might have been better off watching this game. We've had 5 so far. Hoping for a possible 6. Shabozlai doing really well, but shooting it straight into Peter Vindal's arms. You seldom like to see a game petering out to a draw. But unless something really special happens, that's what could be the story at the Amsterdam Arena. And Villa will obviously be depending on another really big night at Villa Park on a Thursday. Sparta Prague trying to make something happen, but they do in fact win a free kick. Elliott gets the ball and sends Gakpo on his way. Salah's on his side. And obviously the angle wasn't really Salah's friend, trying to go past the keeper, but the keeper was equal to it, Peter Vindal. And we're now clocking 80 minutes played at the Letna Stadium, or Stadion Letna as it is called. It is still Sparta Prague 1, Liverpool 4. And Sparta Prague, credit to them, are still continuing to fight and fight hard. Such a shame that their shooting isn't really the best. The number 11, Tuki there.
Kick to Ajax.
Sending it over.
Jordan Henderson once more. Ultras right behind the goal. Whips it in. Header. Cross the box. Headed away. Bicycle kick. It comes off the shin. And it's cleared away by Alex Moreno. Akpom has come on as a sub.
Yes, former Arsenal youth player and former Brentford player.
Are they looking at the possible handball? Maybe foul on. Maybe a foul on the number 9 as he takes a kick. Doesn't really see. I think it will be thrown in a good position for Ajax. Well played. Cross not the best. And here come the dangerous fella. And it's a foul on Nicolas Zaniolo. And it's been given a red card for Ajax. I think it's a double yellow. Yeah, Quacher, double yellow, red card. I think he thought it's the number 2 that's going to be booked, not him. Even a yellow card, it's very harsh, but yellow red card to Ajax.
I'm reading it's a red card for Aston Villa's Ezri Konsa, which would be a huge shock because that leaves Villa depleted defensively. Yep, pulled back Chuba Akpom, and that's his second yellow card for Konsa. The worst thing he can do because it puts Aston Villa right behind the 8 ball with minutes to go at the Amsterdam Arena.
Well, it's a red card for Villa, also a red card for Ajax, so playing field is now leveled.
I'm not seeing the red card being mentioned. I'm not seeing the red card being mentioned, but maybe it'll get updated as it goes on.
Yeah, but it's 10-10.
Right, and in other news, Maccabi Tel Aviv have a 4th goal against Olympiacos, and Lille are 3-0 up against Sturm Graz. So those ties could also be over because once it gets to the home leg. And Salah, does he have a goal? Yes, he does. You just cannot keep a great man down. It's a bubbly, jammy sort of goal, but he won't mind that one bit. All stemming from some botched defensive work, and Elliott retrieving that. Szoboszlai finding Salah in the penalty area and making space for himself to take the shot in. And I think Vindal did get a hand to that, but he was
from some Nicolas Zaniolo, and Watkins is just a few stretches behind that ball.
Yep, you're right. Guye has been shown a double yellow. That's a red, so it has leveled the playing field perfectly. So at least Ezri Konsa is not going to be dreadful dive in on Zaniolo and got his second booking of the game. 10-man Villa. And, well, the Salah goal is now being subject to a possible review. And it's been disallowed. Probably for an offside, one would think, but we will, of course, have to change the scoreline back. I think they're complaining about a possible offside. Not too sure why, because Gakpo wasn't interfering with play. But
Akpom
is what it is.
Beautiful chance with a header, free header, and it doesn't even connect it yet alone get it on target.
And that'll be a free kick to Liverpool. Cody Gakpo upended there. The Sparta Prague number 20, Lassie, holding him up. It is still 2-1 to Karabakh over Bayer Leverkusen in Azerbaijan. So Bayer Leverkusen do have the comfort of an away goal to take back with them. Although the away goals rule, of course, no longer applies. Roma 4, Brighton 0. Brighton will have it all to do at the Amex Stadium, but you assume that this will be the end of their European adventure.
Comments added on that short stoppage. Add a few more seconds. Villa. And they break Doug's heart. They possibly can, but that shot is well blocked by Kaplan. Of course, Bailey came on earlier for Diaby. And it's a long throw at Cash. I believe he's going to take this.
Update, of course, Club Brugge have equalised in Norway. It's now Molde 1, Club Brugge 1 in the Conference League.
From this really well on the defensive side to make sure. For Roma, to make sure his team does get a free kick. Akpom, Ajax still going. Had it down, well defended. On the counter, here come Villa. Leon Bailey. Bailey looking up. And then he's tripped there. Should be a free kick. And it's a free kick to Aston Villa. A minute and a half remain.
Coming up to the last 30 seconds of normal time at the end of the second half here at Stadion Letna. We're going to see how many minutes of stoppage time will be added. And certainly the decision to deny Salah his goal was very harsh to me. There's no way that he could have been offside. And certainly the other two players, Clark and Gakpo, were not interfering with play. But maybe that'll make Salah hungry for bigger and better things. Maybe a winning goal for Liverpool against Manchester City this weekend.
Maybe. But free kick going to be taken.
We've got 4 minutes of added time given over here. And how much time is left over in Amsterdam?
A few seconds left of the added time. I think with that free kick that took a while, probably the score and a few more seconds. So 4-minute marker, play 5 minutes. Corner whipped in, front post header, doesn't come off, ball cleared away. McGinn back in, and it's not good from Louise. And that will be the full-time whistle. Ajax 0, Aston Villa 0. All to play for at Villa Park.
You bet. A game of very few chances. Bobby Clark's in there, but saved by the goalkeeper. And we've got about 2.5 minutes of added time left at the Stadion Letna, so we will take you through to the conclusion of this game. Kelleher out to Van Dijk. And
Leverkusen have overturned their deficit from 2-0 to 2-2 now. I could possibly
brilliant for them.
Take the lead with 6 minutes added on to just been played. So yeah, big shame for their
that game is in fact being screened on Sony 1, and there are 3 minutes of added time left. But I'm going to focus on the Liverpool game, and I'll possibly get back to Azerbaijan. I'll take you through to the end of that. But Clark over there with the tight angle. Peter Vindal sort of standing tall and saying, no chance, son. Happy days for Chelsea fan. A clean sheet for Emi Martinez and for the Ajax keeper as well. As you said, all to play for at Villa Park. Villa will need one of those big European nights they've had. Their home record, of course, in the Europa League has been outstanding, and that sort of helped them qualify as group winners at the expense of Legia Warsaw. But worryingly, they still seem to blow hot and cold. Are very much a team of two halves, a first 11 team, all the cliches. And if they are able to qualify for the Champions League and possibly win the Europa League, because I cannot see any of the other teams. And Liverpool do have their fifth. And this time, it's I believe that's Cody Gakpo who scored, and we're just trying to make sure who gets it. But Elliott there, Preciado completely missing it. Dominic Szoboszlai running down the left. It is in fact Szoboszlai who scores, aiming for the bottom corner. Vindal getting a foot to it, but seeing the ball ricochet off his foot and into the net. So whoopsie daisies. And that should very well be that, one would think. Yep, that is that. The referee has, in fact, blown his whistle, and that will be the end of the game. And so I will change the banner here to full time at Stadion Letna. Well, obviously no goals at the Amsterdam Arena, but plenty of goals here. 6, in fact. An early Alexis McAllister penalty, followed by a brace from Darwin Núñez to send Liverpool 3-0 up at half-time. Not too long after coming on as a half-time substitute, Connor Bradley had the unfortunate dishonor, you would say, of scoring an own goal. But Luis Diaz and Dominic Szoboszlai, with the last kick of the game, pretty much sparing the youngsters blushes. And I am taking you back to the last few seconds in Azerbaijan with, I think the referee has inexplicably blown the whistle there anyway, so it does in fact finish Karabag 2, Leverkusen 2, much to the satisfaction of Granit Xhaka and company. And you must say that Leverkusen will be favourites to win the tie, but they were put through the ringer tonight. Patrick Schick, of all people, Scotland fans will have reason to have nightmares about him. It was his long-range goal for the Czech Republic, which sent them on their way to beating Scotland in the European Championships of 2020, as Scotland finished their campaign with 2 defeats and a solitary draw. David Marshall will not want to look back on that goal in any way whatsoever, lobbed from well beyond the halfway line. But yeah, obviously, so we've really enjoyed bringing you as many games as we could. We brought you a game from the Europa League, a game from the Conference League. We provided updates from Brighton's ill-fated Italian adventure, and now the potential shock avoided in Azerbaijan, among other results. Just getting a few things sorted. And yep, I believe that is the call to end the stream, and we will end it. So obviously some really intriguing first leg action, with, of course, the second legs to come a little bit later. And obviously Aston Villa have some cause for satisfaction, but they will be a bit frustrated that they weren't able to make much of an inroad at the Amsterdam Arena. They will be looking for a big European night. Liverpool, of course, absolutely happy as happy can be. 5 goals away from home. Doesn't get any better than that. For Brighton, 4 goals conceded away from home. They've got a lot to do, and I think James Milner will be probably looking back at his old mates and feeling a little bit jealous, really. And other results, of course. Yeah, Roma obviously beating Brighton, and Karabag and Leverkusen drawing 2-2. Goalless between Ajax and Villa, but Molde ended up finding a late winner to beat Club Brugge 2-1. Maccabi Tel Aviv with a shock 4-1 win over Olympiacos in Greece, and Lille beating Sturm Graz 3-0 in Austria. And there will be some more European Europa League and Conference League action later on tonight at 8 p.m. UK time. But I think it's fair to say that with this being the earlier kickoff, this was probably the better time to do it. I know West Ham and Rangers are among the teams that will be playing. Marseille, of course, will be playing along with AC Milan. And nothing much to do in the Conference League. Some teams that could be playing include Fiorentina from Italy, Fenerbahce from Turkey, Union Saint-Gilloise from, I think, Switzerland, Dinamo Zagreb from the, I want to say, Serbia. And yeah, so obviously the first half of the Conference League action has seen some of the better teams play tonight. The other 8 teams in action, nothing really much to say about them. And of course, attention will soon be turning to the Premier League later on this weekend, with some very intriguing games in store, most notably Liverpool against Manchester City and Aston Villa against Tottenham, among other teams. And my Arsenal will, of course, be playing Brentford. A win is expected, but with Ivan Toney, Brentford still always have half a chance. And we will hopefully see you next time for another stream next week, very soon. Until then, from Hanno and me, take care of yourselves. Stay safe and stay happy, and do not do anything that he or I would do. And once again, big up to everyone in the chat, Chelsea fan, Step C, and Arnie and Connor, thanks a lot for joining in. A new subscriber, do please subscribe to the channel. I hope you've done so. And pretty much it. Take care of yourselves. And we will see you again very soon. Until then, farewell to thee, goodbye, and God bless to all of you. Cheers.